Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to Copper Jacket TV. So I wanted to talk to you guys today about something extremely important and catch you before you maybe find yourselves in some trouble. This is a mistake that I've been making for the past several years now, and I have since corrected it. So I want to talk to you guys about it. Stay tuned. Okay, so let's go and talk about what's going on here and why I'm so angry. And honestly, the decision that you make during this video could be the difference between spending life behind bars or enjoying the rest of your life with your family, earning an income. That's how important I feel like this is. So, as I'm sure a vast majority of you already know, I spent the last couple years doing ads and promoting a company that, as part of your membership, you would get self-defense liability insurance. And at the time, I thought it was absolutely fantastic. I myself can't afford an attorney. There's a lot of people out there that live paycheck to paycheck that can't afford an attorney. And so just having this simple membership, if I ever find the need to defend myself, I know that there's a number I can call and somebody will come and represent me and take care of me, and I can let them worry about everything, right? But it turns out that that might not be the case. Even though I have that membership and I have the number on the back of the card, and as part of that I get that insurance, I may still end up not being represented. And once I found that out, I was stunned. I mean, I was absolutely shocked to find out that it's not actually the company that I have the membership with that takes on the case and determines whether or not it was lawful or not, because they cover you for acts of lawful self-defense. It's some freaking pencil pusher at an insurance company, a third-party insurance company, that sits there and they determine whether or not what I did in their minds is considered self-defense or not, and whether or not to extend that coverage out to me. So it's not like an expert in the industry or somebody who knows, or an attorney that, you know, can kind of decipher what happened during your account. No, it's an insurance company that determines it, and that freaked me out. I mean, that completely shook everything that I had believed in. All the confidence that I had was completely gone when I found that out. So after learning that, obviously, my confidence was just completely shattered. I used to go to bed with peace of mind knowing that if something happened, I had to defend myself or my family, I would be completely covered, right? The financially covered and the legal aspects would all be taken care of. But then learning that that's actually, that might not be the case depending on the situation and what happens, that was it. I had to move on because I no longer had that same peace of mind, and I'm not going to pay money to a company every single month if I don't know that I can count on them. So after about a month's worth of research, talking to friends, reading things, watching, countless hours of video, I ended up moving over to Attorneys on Retainer. Now, Attorneys on Retainer is the new sponsor of this channel, but I approached them. I reached out and said, hey, I'm kind of interested in working with these guys. Everything that I've learned and the people that I've talked to, this is the best possible program. And I wanted to tell you guys today that if you have the opportunity, that's exactly what I would do. Because guess what? Attorneys on Retainer, they're not a membership with an insurance company attached, and you don't speak to a call center and then have an insurance company look over your claims. They're the actual attorneys. They're attorneys. And so when you call Attorneys on Retainer, you're actually speaking directly to a criminal defense attorney, which is great. That's one of the other things that I learned that drove me nuts about the company that I previously was with, is that when you call in, you talk to somebody who is potentially not an attorney, which means that all of that information that you give them, and if the phone call is recorded, that's all admissible in court. So if you explain things in a way that's not correct, or maybe your mind is foggy, everything just happened, right? You don't remember everything exactly right, but you tell it to them, they can use that in court. Because again, not an attorney, right? It's only between you and your attorney that you have that attorney-client privilege that keeps things out of court. So again, I know when I call Attorneys on Retainer and I talk to somebody, I have instant privilege with them, and so that information stays between us. That was another big one for me. So not only did I find out that I might not be covered under certain situations, but I also found out that the stuff that I say to this other place might be admissible, and I could not live with that. So again, I am now 100% with and behind Attorneys on Retainer. I suggest you guys do it too. I have a link down in the description box. They're now a sponsor of the channel. They give me a $50 off coupon code that you guys can check out. That's going to be down there too. And I suggest, if you guys want the confidence that I now have, that I thought I had before, I would switch immediately. So here's some of the reasons why I switched over to attorneys on retainer and why I'm making this video and why I think you should as well. Number one, they're not an insurance company, so they're not stuck to the same limitations that you get, as a member with that insurance company. They don't have those limitations. Also, if it's a good self-defense scenario, obviously they're going to be there to defend you. If it's something that's questionable, kind of falls into that gray area, but you still defended yourself, they'll be there to defend you. If it ended up being a bad self-defense scenario, things didn't play out the way that they should have, but it was still self-defense in the end, they will be there to defend you. If you find yourself in one of those, wacky gun-free zones or whatever, they'll still be there to defend you. They will be there to defend you, which is something that gives me my confidence back that I lost with their competitor. I completely lost it. But with them, I know somebody comes into my house and I have to defend myself. Even if things go, awry, it's still a self-defense situation. I know that attorneys on retainer will be there to defend me, and when I call, I'm talking to an actual attorney and not somebody in a call center or something somewhere. Now, another thing I like about attorneys on retainer is, well, one, their passion for what they do, their passion for freedom. I have spoken to the owner myself, and I am absolutely 110% impressed with how this guy views our freedom, views our liberty, and views self-defense. I mean, these guys are 100% on your side. If you're somebody who carries to defend your life, trust me, you want somebody like this behind you. You don't want somebody who is picked out by somebody, in a cubicle somewhere. You want somebody who is handpicked by these guys. That is another very important aspect. And they're also transparent. So instead of this huge contract with a bunch of fine print or words that are very, very confusing, everything is listed right there on their website for you to read yourself. And so all of that stuff is available to you, and it's not meant to deceive you. It's stuff that's just in plain English. So again, for me, it all comes down to confidence. It comes down to peace of mind and knowing that I'm going to have somebody that's going to be there for me. And again, I completely lost that with the previous company. Once I found out that they had members that no longer received funding for their legal protections and other members that were just completely denied up front, again, by that third-party insurance company, I didn't want to rely on a third-party insurance company. I wanted to talk directly to the people who were going to be there to defend me. And so that's why I ended up making the switch. That's really why I'm making this video today, to tell you guys about that, so I can maybe get as many people as possible to, number one, be aware of the possible pitfalls that you could face if you are a member, and number two, give you guys a better option. And that's kind of what happens. So it's like, at the time, that's the option that I thought was the best, right? And then new things pop up and things start to emerge and things start to change, and you find out that that's no longer the best option and there's actually better options out there, and so you have to move to that better option. And that's what I did. So moving on to attorneys on retainer, in my mind, restores my peace of mind, restores my confidence, and makes me feel like, again, if something happens and I have to defend myself, that I'm going to have somebody that's going to be there and have my back. That to me is worth absolutely everything. So again, if you guys are interested, I will put a link down below, and you guys can check them out for yourself. Check out the website, read all about everything that's on there, watch some of their videos. They'll explain exactly what I'm talking about, when it comes to certain situations that have come up from that previous company. I'll just leave that up to them. A lot of that stuff is legal stuff that I don't even want to touch. I don't really want to walk into something that I don't know enough about to be able to say anything about it. So again, watch the videos that they did on it, and that'll answer a lot of questions. So if you're wondering whether or not what I'm saying is true, again, they'll explain it from the legal standpoint, which I think makes a lot more sense. Just do the research on your own. But anyway, I wanted to let you guys know about that. I want to thank you all very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Please like, subscribe. You guys have a great day.